man, look at this! We're playing Reaver, and now we attack with those tokens, everything has lifelink, and whenever we gain life, guess what? We draw cards, and our opponent will scoop very quickly, I think. Oh man, Duress even on top of everything. Oh, they won't like it. They won't like it at all. And so let's get our Reaver back and enjoy the explosion when our opponent finally reads the card. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today I prepared something special for you. I wanted this to be a very fun, unique deck, and it actually worked like a charm. We will be using Drogskol Reaver together with Kaya, and we'll actually beat the ladder with this deck. I will show you the stats in the outro. And what the idea is with this deck, of course, you try to discard those cards and reanimate them. Reaver is amazing against all the aggressive decks because of the lifelink and double strike. And it also has flank, so they cannot go through even for Dimir. And of course Kaya is an absolute pain for all the other value decks. So this combination just gives you a win con against each of the decks in the meta. And of course, every time you life gain, Reaver draws you cards, and we have surprising amount of life gain. We have Kaya that can +2, and also you have the Broken Sky, which is the other part of Invasion of Tolvada, and you don't need to flip it by attacking, because you have for this reason Render Inert, and every turn you get those tokens. And also whenever you steal something with Kaya, it's a token, and that means it gets the lifelink from the Broken Sky, and suddenly you can instantly attack +2 Kaya and draw like 3 or 4 cards instantly before this even attacks. And of course when it attacks, it draws 2 cards and life gains 6, which is usually enough to win the game. We have all the discard engines, we have everything. I think you will really like this deck. I'm pretty proud of this build, not gonna lie. So guys, if you want to support making decks and content like this, check out the Patreon, check out my YouTube memberships, it all helps a lot. And with that being said, let's enjoy some craziness on ladder. Alright, so our opponent played the Mastermind at their end step, and we got the Vault, so this is where we are at. We can use this definitely, right? I don't think we want to go with the Grey Door yet. What is the... Yeah, we definitely want to either cycle a card or get lost, depending on their play. They will probably keep adding to the board, I would guess. But we'll see. They might go for the Curiosity right now. Let's see what they will do. If they want to play Curiosity, it's now. 2 damage is okay. We can draw cards with the Vault on their turn. I think we go for this. This also gives us mana advantage for the future turns. So what is the card we don't care about? Honestly, Caves. Like, we should have enough mana. You don't want to draw in your turn, of course. Let's go with this. We can reanimate on the next turn, and I don't really want to show. You know what? I will take 1. So we cycle and we get lost something. I think that's the game plan. Then we reanimate Reaver and we force them to respond. And we also want the extra mana. Oh, they actually are going for it. Sure. Absolutely love it. So now we both draw a card, and they actually got no card advantage from this. And they paid 6 mana in total. So we got 4 extra mana basically. That's huge. This deck is all about tempo. When you lose tempo, it's probably not the best case scenario for you. Alright, so we are preparing for our reanimation. Let's go get this into the graveyard. And our opponent is like, what? You can see they always click this card. And I think we go with Crawling Barrens because it's pretty scary card. So if we go right now, the best case is Fairy Mastermind into the counter spell that forces us to pay 3. I will take this risk. I hope they don't have this combination. I think this is the only combination that can counter it. No way they literally have what I said. Like, come on. 2 specific cards randomly. Oh my god. Like, you can play around everything, and whenever you are like, well, there is no way they have exactly those 2 cards. Many of those decks don't even play this. When you play this, you usually play like 2, and we already killed the Mastermind, all in top 12 cards. And this is one of the situations where you just take the educated risk, and if your opponent is good at Magic, you are just at disadvantage. And yeah, you still need to do this every time, because it's generally a good play, but it's like 30% that your opponent will get advantage, and it's like, okay. So the game is still not over, but we were this close to already winning. And now we are not winning anymore. Sure. I think they want the Drowner. Oh, they actually don't. I think they need some extra tempo. Alright. However, we can start doing it again. It would be better to have this in the board already. So now they, even if they have again this combo, they can't go for this. Of course we go for the Reaver. It will probably die, but then we'll Render Inert this. And that should give us, you know, some start of advantage. This also has flying. I would love to remove this, but of course we cannot. Right, so our opponent gets 2 cards, we get 1. But it's kinda okay. I don't super mind it. We just care about this surviving. It will probably die, I would guess. Kaito, sure. Don't forget we can kill Kaito with Render Inert, but then we don't get the invasion. So they just want to tap and try to kill us. Interesting. Interesting. I can get rid of the Mastermind pretty easily. So I think we still cycle a card. Because we lose treasure and we get treasure. It's their turn, we didn't draw anything, so they are not getting any value from the Mastermind. And Grotto is such a great card, man. Such a great card. And it's our turn. Get Lost is pretty nice. Alright, first things first, we go for this. We need to play this perfectly, because I think we still will win this. And they have only 2 mana open, so they probably cannot answer the first play we will make. I care more about Kaito. We also want to lock down their treasures. And we'll sacrifice ours, alright? First threat is out there. Now we go with this. We deny all the value. And we need to decide, do we want Render Inert more? Or we want lockdown? I really want lockdown, to be honest. And now we can take chorus from this one. Don't forget we also have Barrens, so at some point we can just try to crack invasion normally. But I think we'll go for this on this turn. Alright, fully empty board. Now they need to draw something else, because we negated their both strategies. And do you think they have a counters? I think I will still play this. This ensures that we always draw right. And I do not believe they can whiff. So normally I would always play this because there's no chance they have another counter spell, but this guy probably has it. So I'm literally changing my gameplay based on this. Like the better decision was just to play this probably. Let's cycle. Even if they have Mastermind, it's the first card. And we can get rid of all those bad draws, which is super nice. And by the way, we are getting Reaver on the next turn. So I think we start with this. And that's why this is our secondary game plan. If the first one, you know, gets nullified or at least delayed, we can always get this. And now they have a huge problem. Alright. Huh. I think I want to kill this. This will deny the card though. I still think it's worth it. Bro, they really want those cards. Sure, sure. They paid a lot to get this, but now they're against the Reaver and also a Broken Sky. 5 defense counters. Man, this feels so great. Like, Magic is the best when it's all about those kind of things, when you get those small pieces of value that win you the game. So we could get rid of this if we care. But do we care? Do I care? I want more mana, to be absolutely honest. Pest Control, not the card we need right now. I will do it at the end step. Alright. Alright, we get our first token of the game. They can start killing them, but it will start draining their cards and mana. So first 2 or 3 turns it will feel like it's doing nothing, and then it will win the game. Because they cannot remove them. And don't forget they have small creatures like Mastermind and a lot of 2-1s, so those Broken Sky tokens actually trade for cards. Like for their whole strategy basically. And I think we'll cycle it right now. Alright, now we can cycle it. That's why I love the Great Door so much. Oh, Duress is so good. It's such a juicy card here. And exactly. Alright, first things first. Let's Duress and see what type of answers you really have. They need to play it now, because otherwise Reaver gets the cards. Oh, they have absolutely nothing. How much mana do I have? No Ferris, right? So it's just two. I knew they have an answer. I told you. I don't believe this guy will not have the answer. So it's 4, 7. I think we actually go for this. We go for double strike and double live gain. Man, this feels perfect. They can deny it once, but I don't care, because then we get Kaya, and it's even better. And it's basically one card to deny part of our turn only. Well, I'm not sure if I have enough colored mana. They're going for this. Sure, man, sure. That actually makes it even easier, I think. I mean, thank you. Now I can get it back basically for free. So we get the river back, and now they need to solve it again. And of course our main play is Kaya. I didn't count the colored mana. I think we had 3 colored mana, which means that Kaya costs 8 because the Grotto needs to do the thing. And as you can see, they are lower and lower on cards. Right now they have 0 pressure, 0 interruption, they have actually nothing. They can only attack with the Reef and later with Sanctuary. And we will absolutely ignore both of them. Alright, so in the best case they can go up to 6 power, which means we actually live gain through it. And don't forget we get more tokens every turn. And this is just whenever you gain life. Sure. Yeah, I don't think Mill will work. They don't have Jace. Nope. Be my guest, my friend. Enjoy your 5 damage. Man, there are so many triggers. I keep thinking that I clicked everything. And yeah, there's nothing they can do. Going first, we have Lockdown, we have Great Door, we have Reanimation Target. We just need Invasion of Tolvada, and it should go, like, you know, super smoothly. But let's see it. First we need to see the matchup, because on some matchups the River is so much better. On some matchups... we don't need those two. On some matchups Kaya is so much better, so we need to decide. Feels like Oculus deck, right? Whenever you see Archive, it's like a huge tell. Usually control decks run the Anchorage, right? And on this turn we absolutely need to go for this. We actually got this. So all we need to do right now is to hit a land and curve up to 4. We can also flip it. Man, this should go nice. I'm not sure about the Lockdown. This might be the card that we get rid of. First it will be River, of course. And this card is pretty cool. Like, look at this. This is the type of cards we should be playing in Magic. Not the, you know, 1 mana mice. So let's go for this one. Our opponent is preparing with the counterplay. One important thing, we absolutely need to make sure this enters the battlefield. Oh, Kaya, nice. We keep playing lands. This might get rough. I mean, I want the land. I'll take it, and we get rid of the Lockdown probably. This will be a bit hard to play at in opponent open mana, because Invasion of Tolvada is absolutely crucial. This is the card we need to absolutely protect, because not only it reanimates our 7-drop, but it also gets flipped with Render Inert, so that can counteract Oculus. It could be a control deck, because they didn't play anything so far. But that means we get rid of the Lockdown even more, right? And let's see what the next play is. I'm not playing into open mana. I really want them to do something. Let's see. Our opponent knows probably what we are, but not fully yet. They definitely don't know about this, and they probably don't expect this. Alright, finally, we broke them. They're starting to do stuff. I hope they will take Charter Course. Please play it. Tap out. What is the worst thing that can happen when you tap out fully against our Reanimator deck? And that's why you don't discard your Reanimation target until the last moment. They think they are playing against River and that they will just bounce it. Well, not really. They will play against Kaya, and she will take over this game very quickly. And I'm considering if I 0 or -3. We'll see. And they are fully tapped. Oh, I knew the patience will win this. So let's go for this one. We don't do anything here, and oh my god, I forgot to I always forget to do it, man. Literally every time. It's fine, we have another great door. So our opponent is taking priority because they have 8 cards. They need to get oh man, they drew 2 cards to get 1 back. So we go with Hidden Grotto. We might hit Kaya from the top, who knows. I like it, it's a good card. Let's draw it, and this time I'm super focused on discarding particularly Kaya. It broke my heart for a second. I thought, oh no, I want to play her. And then I remembered. I'm actually playing her. Just in a different way. Alright. Do we draw 2 cards? Or we pump her? They don't have the counterplay for this. They actually don't have the counterplay. We can flip this. I think we plus because we want to -3 twice in a row probably. If they go Oculus, we can kill the token, steal Oculus. If they bounce it, we steal it again. They still need to pay 3 mana every time they do it, and bounce is 1 mana at least, so 4 mana to counteract this -3. So I have already like 3 turns ahead planned, alright? We'll see if it will be like this. They don't have Oculus in the graveyard right now. Jin is a little bit awkward. Good card, but not amazing for them, because we can try to kill it. And we also have instant get lost if they protect it in any way. This has hexproof, so of course they cannot target Kaya. I think that Kaya will take over this game, especially when we flip this. So the cool part about this part of the game, they need to fight Kaya with all resources they have, which means they open themselves to Render Inert and Broken Sky. So first we play Barrens, so they don't have Summoning Sickness. Second, we go for this and see, because our opponent should know that we will do it, and they should have something prepared for it. Let's see. Unless they have nothing and it's just okay. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, a little bit easier than I expected. What about this one, my friend? We have 2, so we can actually play it into counter spells, but we have so much open mana, they probably cannot prevent it. Oh man, it's not going great for them. And here's the Reaver. We can actually hardcast it on the next turn and force them to play another huge thing. They cannot even bounce this, because if they bounce it to our hand, I mean, we reanimate something. And then we get Broken Sky again. Like, this is so bad for them. And our Jin can also lifing, which is super nice. I could attack with Reef, but I want to make sure that we have the counterplay. We can always use the... Man, I have discount on Get Lost! I forgot it discounts every card. Sure. I'm keeping it because we have 4 Invasion of Tolvada, so we can actually do it again later. And here are the tokens. Because this is a token, man, the synergy is wild. And the best part, those have lifing. This gains life. When you reanimate Reaver, look at the text. Whenever you gain life, draw a card. So we literally draw 3 cards instantly after playing this. Even if they answer it on the next turn. Man, they're done. Like, there's no way of them coming back. Man, this felt so fun, I have to say. Like, I think their mistake was being too passive in the early game and waiting with probably some counter spells or stuff. And when they broke, they didn't expect this kind of power. They thought that we'll, you know, play like a Reaver or something, they will bounce it and it's fine. Well, here's Kaya from end step discard. That's why discarding at instant speed is just so devastating, because your opponent never knows what hits them. Alright. We can, by the way, steal this again. This is crazy. Oh my god, they won't like it. I think we'll go with Barrens. It's not a token, so you know what? First, let's do this and see what we get. This might change our decision. I don't think we need Caves. And let's go for this. We can still go for the Barrens even with this, because we don't need to attack. Then we play Reaver, we draw so many cards and they will scoop. Yeah, I'm in that game. They cannot even counter anything because we have so much mana here. Let's go for this. And you know what? We will actually turn it into a creature. If they have some bounce effect, I want them to cast it now. This is a bait. If they take it, I'm super happy, because this doesn't matter. All that matters is that they have zero interaction on our next turn, so we can go Reaver and instantly draw cards. This is probably something they also don't expect. So normally activate... Okay, sure. I'll absolutely take it. We can literally steal it again. But why would we? I'm playing Reaver. Man, look at this! We're playing Reaver. We instantly... Oh, I have to get rid of this. Alright, we'll steal the gene. And now we attack with those tokens. Everything has lifelink, and whenever we gain life, guess what? We draw cards, and our opponent will scoop very quickly, I think. Oh man, Duress even on top of everything. Oh, they won't like it. They won't like it at all. And realistically, they cannot come back from this. This deck plays on tempo. They assume they will never fall behind because their plays are more efficient than yours. When they fall behind, there's not much they can do. Best play is Oculus, but it's just a 5/5, so we can literally just ignore it. Not even talking about the fact that we can just kill it instantly. And then life drain with Kaya, swing all. Like, they are basically dead on this turn, I think. And we'll get rid of the lockdown here. I tell you, Broken Sky is such a good card in this deck. It does a little bit of everything, and we'll take the Reaver, because we can just normally play it. I mean, sure. Our opponent is a fighter, that's for sure. Oh man. So first with Duress. That forces very awkward decisions, because they probably wanted to try to mitigate one of our game plan, actions. And now they cannot surprise us anymore. Alright, Partition. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. We have more. We can just play another one. So sure. What is the counter? They are fully tapped, right? I think it's Get Lost. It could be... No, Recommission is too slow. Let's go for Get Lost here. Alright. Do I want to... Oh, we cannot play the Reaver? I guess we don't... Oh, we don't have blue. We need one more mana, so the Grotto produces it. So I guess we just kill this. It also pumps our genes because we have instants, right? Where is the text in this? Shouldn't it get buffed? Shouldn't it get buffed? A copy. Why doesn't it? It doesn't have the text, man. Okay, this is weird interaction. Normally it should be exactly the perfect copy, right? But that's fine, that's fine. Let's go for... No, we don't need to pump then. I think we literally just go all in. Because with this we get so much life gain, so much damage, and then we can plus Kaya. They cannot kill her even. The best case scenario is that this is a gene, so they can flip it. But we also have Crawling Barrens and for... Oh, that was a little bit easier than I expected. But man, that was a game, wasn't it? Alright, this should be a pretty decent opening. What I really love about this deck is that you can play all the sideboard spells, basically, because of course Lockdown just hits one... okay, not one deck, but one type of decks. However, here it doesn't matter, because you can just cycle it later. So each one of those cards is great early game, and then... Talent, sure. Go with the tome. I'm the only one that can use the tomes every game. So, interesting choice with the Otter, to be honest. Like, I can absolutely get the Lockdown and Tome, but this is a little bit weird. Do I want another Grotto? It's not a bad card. Sure, we can always cycle it. And of course, we have to set up the vault. This is super important. Even though we might exile it later with lockdowns, we will see. If they don't put enough pressure... Like, this is so funny, because we both play lockdowns, and we both play 1 and 2 drops. Because you need lockdown just to survive. Otherwise, you are just simply dead. So let's go with another Grotto. Just make sure that our next draw is not a Backstreet. We have this, so I think we should be fine. And don't forget, we can filter the mana with the Grotto, and we also get treasures with the vault, so mana shouldn't be an issue. I'm not sure exactly what we are playing. I think our opponent is cooking something interesting, because it's like half of an aggro deck, but it feels mostly like a control deck, if anything. No, double Grotto. Maybe we draw 1 mana instant Duress that doesn't exist, who knows? I mean... Probably, I know. I still don't want to go for the lockdown here. If we accumulate too many treasures, they will play their lockdown probably. Oh, this could be interesting. Alright, I kinda like our situation. So it feels like on the board we are behind, but man, we are like one card from getting insane advantage. I still probably want to draw, you know, the invasion into Duress so I can check their hand and then play the invasion and reanimate Kaya. That's the game plan. 1 damage does not matter. Maybe they just play it for value. I think it could be control, and they actually don't care about this otter too much. It's just a blocker. Told you. They want the card. They really want the card. I think this is the moment to... I guess we should cycle it, right? There's no way we're not getting locked down. Maybe we'll draw something. Let's see. Because I don't have any other usage for this one. Alright, so Kaya goes to... Oh, man. Oh, boy. And they tapped for it. They tapped for it. They literally destroyed everything they built this game. Oh, boy. Now, now they might have a feeling what is going on there. And I think they might not like it. I think we'll draw 2 cards with this. And with Invasion, you can actually instantly flip it with Render Inert. Oh, I think they realized what happened and they're not happy about it. Whenever your opponent discards Kaya on turn 5 as Esper or Orlov, you know that you're in... Oh yeah, I think they don't like it. Alright, is that a full rope? Alright guys, we have another salty roper, it seems. Oh man, I think they realized what our deck is doing and that they literally played it turn after it was relevant, and they don't like the outcome. We could get the lockdown, but why would we? If we can just draw some cards. And man, look at this crazy value. The fun thing is actually with this kind of drawing, the scry one is more important than drawing 2 cards, because we literally drew nothing. But our opponent will rage quit anyway, so... and by the way, on the next turn we can also render inert and flip Invasion of Tolvada. Like, man, when they see this strategy, they just don't even want to play against this. And you know what? I'll take my win. We are going first, and I will take my turn 1 Duress. I will actually play it because I only have the Great Door. This is my main card. I need to make sure that they don't discard it. Really? This is... I have to oops, alright? I have to oops this. Like, we are laughing at mono-red players, I need to laugh at my Duress, alright? This is the low. Let's go for the fortress while we can. Unfortunately, our opponent knows that we cannot do stuff on this turn, and of course they have the best possible opening of this deck, Heartfire Hero into this. They put 2 different creatures, while they also dish out 4 damage and grow the hero, so basically they get all the perfect passives for 0 mana. The fact that they went for display is super good for me. I will pretend a cut down here. And we need to make stops for this. Oh, if I'm to fake a stop here... Okay, we will try to pretend this is a cut down, because cut down stops having priority when they're at 3-3. Yeah, I think we go like this. One of those cards is 1-drop. Because they had priority themselves. Alright, very harsh turn. We need to get to the sweet value. Nope, absolutely nope. I think we need to hit lockdown. So you always go for the Great Door, triggers at end step, because whatever you discard is a huge tell what you have in the hand and what is your strategy. So you always want to postpone it as much as possible. If they have Shelter by Ghosts, that's good for them, because they can remove this and prevent our engine basically. We can only use it once then. They didn't go for it. 8 damage as the punishment for not sweeping the board on turn 3. I mean, that's fair, that's fair. If you don't sweep the board on turn 3, like, what are you even doing? I hope you are playing aggro then. So, yeah. No, sir, just stating facts, you know. Jokes aside, we need to hit lockdown. If we hit lockdown, I think we're in some decent situation. If we don't, we will probably lose this. And I have to do it like this. Lockdown. Get lost. Lost is not my favorite. Maybe. No, they have protection spell. That's game. I hope you enjoyed. You need to hit lockdown on turn 3. Alright, going first with the lockdown never went wrong in the history of Magic. Of course, we don't have any discard card, but this deck has 7 of them, so it's actually super easy to top deck it. So don't you worry, don't you worry. As long as you have those juicy lockdowns, every red deck will fold and not care about the rest of your strategy. Basically, your deck ends at 3 when you are playing against this deck. Alright, so let's see. Our huge fan of 1 mana hasters is playing some mouse. Alright. Alright. Do we lock down this already? That's interesting question. With double lockdown it seems very tempting. I hope I don't die. Well, man, I want to say I hope I don't die on the next turn, but I actually might. I actually might. This is a hard choice. With double strike, this deck deals insane damage. I really think you need to lock down this turn. You could risk the vault, mostly if to try to hit a land on the next turn, but I think we need to take this risk. Also, sometimes it happens that red decks do not have perfect draw. I know, it's crazy, but I've seen it happen, alright? It's a myth, but I've seen it happen. So yeah. Don't tell me they scooped to literally lockdown. Don't tell me they play the game and then they rage quit moment they see any card that answers their deck. Alright, they play the land. Maybe they will play the game. Swordmaster with Offspring, our favorite 2-for-1 cards. However, that means we have some luxury to play more stuff. I will try to hit untapped one, especially if Collector's Vault. I think we'll have a chance to do it. And let's see, we also want to discard something, right? So my guess is Collector's Vault, then we use Treasure to fuel lockdown, we play the land, then we discard River with the Vault, and then next time we go Tolvada. Alright? And that's why we went with this first lockdown, so they need to start over from, 18 life. Even for red deck, 18 life is something that they actually need to invest few cards into. Right. Oh, they think we don't have another lockdown. Well, not really the case. Let's take the Painland. We will exile our own vault, so that means we need to use this one effect to full extent. We go for white mana, and we see how our opponent scoops in absolute bliss. At least for us, And next turn we animate River, and if they didn't scoop right now, they will absolutely scoop on the next. And they are fighting. They want to... What? That is a... Bro, lizard, mouse, different words. It's fine, like they still learn the deck, It's been like probably over a year of mono red rain over best of 1, but they still need to learn those cards, So let's get our River back and enjoy the explosion when our opponent finally reads the card. Man, they're still here. Alright. Okay, they needed time. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this crazy video, and I'll be honest, I didn't have high hopes for the Reaver, even though this is the card that moment I've seen it, I thought, man, this card is so cool, but 7 mana, and it dies to Doomblade, alright? It dies to any kind of removal, so it's very hard to use it. I think this shell has way more synergies after playing with this than I even expected, because I wanted to flip the Broken Sky, but then I realized that this lifelink from the tokens actually contributes to the Reaver, because normally the idea is that you play this, wait 1 turn, then double strike something, and then you draw 2 cards, and that's very slow. However, if you can draw cards instantly after playing with this, especially that your opponent can be tapped, you put a lot of pressure with Kai and the rest of the deck, so very often they are tapped as you have seen in the games, then you play this, you get 3 extra cards, and then you are so ahead, not only on board, but also on the following turns with all the extra cards. And with Kaya +2, you can not only pressure your opponent to lose life, you gain life, so the racing is not possible for your opponent, but you actually don't give them scry and you still draw cards. So this synergy is very, very nice, and every time they kill it, you just play Invasion of Tolvada again. So you can first play it normally, then reanimate it, and it's not easy. Like, you can play Island in this deck, or some of the lands that give two kinds of mana, but I just didn't go for it. You can always use Hidden Grotto and overpay single point of mana to produce blue mana, and I think this is good enough. But if you feel like it, and by the way, we also have treasures, so generally when you ramp and get to 7 mana, that means you probably use some treasures, because normally it's very slow. So that is the whole idea. And I'll be honest, I really like the deck, and also I first thought about using cut downs just to prevent the aggressive game plan, but I realized that Duress is such a perfect fit. It hits counter spells that are trying to intercept our Invasion of Tolvada, and also prevents the removal that will hit River. Right now we have so much removal that hits, 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops, some small creatures. Not every deck runs like go for the throats as the main removal, and then River can thrive because you can avoid all of this, cut downs, nowhere to run, this kind of stuff, and you just Duress their go for the throat, and suddenly they are left with Anoint with Affliction that doesn't hit it. And before we go further into the deck, a huge thank you for our amazing patrons for always having our back and always caring about us being able to make more content. So thank you guys, and what more to say? A huge thank you. I'm extremely appreciative of it, and I think we delivered today. All right, this is a very fun deck, and honestly, the fact that we can flip Invasion of Tolvada super easily. I was considering having third Render Inert, but it's secondary game plan. So the main game plan is of course going for those 7 drops, reanimating. You can also play them normally if you get to longer games. That helps a lot because then they need to find a card to answer it, then it goes to the graveyard, and then you reanimate it and it's back. So basically you double your power. And with Render Inert, it's just great secondary game plan when this one doesn't work for some reason. I tried to use Pest Control. I think this is the card that performed the least. I had higher expectations for it, but maybe it can be removed. I was also considering Day of Judgment or Sunfall because we actually don't have a real sweeper. The idea is that we solve everything small with lockdowns and everything that is huge with Kaya. Basically, that's the idea. But you can try to switch it, and I think Sunfall or Day of Judgment might actually be better here. So yeah, but it doesn't cost you a slot. You can always cycle it, so it's not the end of the world, and you always have those Collector's Vault. So this is the idea, and you want the stats, I know. So we went actually 5 and 4. So we officially beat the ladder, and I think we mostly played against like tier 1 meta decks. Like, there was so much mono red, and some of the lost games were literally us not drawing a lockdown. So those are those 4 losses in a big way. The last thing is tweaks. I decided to go Crawling Barrens, Hidden Grotto. Those are the decisions that you might not make. I wanted Barrens to flip Tolvada out of nowhere in case we get absolutely flooded, and all we have is Barrens in the board, and then Tolvada, reanimating something that was killed in some way. And the idea is that you can activate it on a single turn with like 6 power and flip it instantly. That was the idea, but if you don't like this game plan, you can switch it. Render Inert, I think, is really good in this deck. Invasion of Tolvada is extremely powerful card. The Broken Sky is so hard to deal with for a lot of decks, and moment you get like 1 or 2 tokens, it really shows in the card that your opponent has. Suddenly those cut downs, nowhere to runs, really like dry up very quickly in like 2 turns. And yeah, I like the deck. We did our thing. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Always, I really appreciate you all being here, especially if you watched until the end and were kind of excited for the deck. So yeah, that's everything I have for you. I hope you had a great time, and see you guys tomorrow.